Look around you. Notice the nursing homes, the health centers, the public squares in any town. You will see a pattern that repeats itself in every corner of the planet. There are more older women than men. Many more. It is not an impression, it is a fact. Women live, on average, between 5 and 7 years longer than men. It is not an urban legend. It is not a cultural bias. It is a biological truth that has puzzled scientists for decades. And the most disturbing thing is not the difference, but the reason. Why? What is it about a man's body that expires earlier? Is it the price of testosterone? Is it a genetic issue? Or do men simply take less care of themselves? Today we are going to perform an autopsy on male longevity. We are going to explore the scientific reasons why men live shorter lives than women. And some of them might make you rethink your lifestyle. According to science. Welcome to What If Science. To begin with, the data is stubborn. The World Health Organization confirms that, in almost every country in the world, women live longer. In the United States, women live to about 79, men to 73. In Japan, the gap is similar. In the United Kingdom, women live to 83, men to 79. Even in countries with the lowest life expectancy, women still win. It is a biological constant that transcends cultures, diets, and healthcare systems. This question is not new. As far back as the 19th century, demographers noticed this gap. And since then, science has been unearthing the reasons. And the first, and perhaps the most powerful, lies in hormones. Testosterone, the hormone that defines much of masculinity. It is responsible for the deep voice, body hair, muscle mass, and aggression. But it is also, in a way, a silent curse. Testosterone is linked to risky behaviors. This is not a stereotype, it is a statistical fact. Young men with high testosterone levels tend to compete more, drive faster, get into more fights, and challenge danger more often. But there is something deeper. Something you can't see at first glance. Testosterone suppresses the immune system. It makes the body slightly more vulnerable to infections. It is as if nature made a deal. I give you muscles, I give you strength, I give you ambition, but in exchange, I take away a bit of your defense. It is the biological price of masculinity. But it is not the only hormonal cause. Here comes the second big difference: iron. Women menstruate. Every month, for decades, they lose blood. And with that blood, they lose iron. Iron is essential for life, but in excess, it is toxic. It is a metal that oxidizes, generates free radicals, and accelerates cellular aging. Men, by not menstruating, accumulate iron continuously. Their bodies rust faster. Literally. It is as if men oxidize from the inside. Menstruation is, in a way, a natural detoxification system that men do not have. And then there is genetics. The great advantage of being a woman. Women have 2 X chromosomes. Men have 1 X chromosome and 1 Y chromosome. The X chromosome is large, packed with important genes, many of them related to the immune system, blood clotting, and cellular repair. If a man has a defective gene on his single X chromosome, he has no backup copy. He expresses that defect. A woman, on the other hand, has a spare. If 1 X chromosome fails, the other can compensate. It is a biological insurance policy that men simply do not have. That genetic resilience is one of the deepest reasons why women live longer. But let's go beyond biology. Let's talk about behavior. Men visit the doctor less. They ignore symptoms more. They delay checkups. They self-medicate. They are more reluctant to talk about pain or emotional distress. This is not a myth. Studies show that men are significantly less likely to seek medical help, even when they know something is wrong. And this reluctance has a direct consequence. Diseases are diagnosed later, when they are already advanced. A cancer detected at stage 4 is not the same as a cancer detected at stage 1. Men die more from preventable diseases, simply because they do not go to the doctor on time. There is also a darker factor: suicide. Men commit suicide at a much higher rate than women. In almost every country, the suicide rate among men is 3 to 4 times higher. The reasons are complex, but they have to do with the way men are socialized. They are taught to suppress their emotions, not to ask for help, not to show vulnerability. And when life breaks them, they are alone. This is not biology. This is society. And it is a problem we can solve. And then there is work. Men are overrepresented in the most dangerous professions: mining, construction, heavy industry, fishing. These jobs have a much higher rate of fatal accidents. The number of men who die on the job every year is vastly higher than the number of women. This is not a biological inferiority. It is a social role that places men in greater physical danger. Now, let's talk about evolution. From an evolutionary perspective, why would nature allow males to live less? The theory of the disposable soma suggests that organisms have limited energy resources. They can invest that energy either in reproducing or in maintaining and repairing the body. For females, living longer has a clear evolutionary advantage. They can care for their offspring longer and increase their chances of survival. For males, the priority is often to reproduce and compete for mates, not to live a long life. Evolution has optimized us for different purposes, and those purposes have different biological costs. But here is the most fascinating part of all. The longevity gap is narrowing. In recent decades, the life expectancy of men has been approaching that of women. Why? Because men are taking better care of themselves. They are smoking less, drinking less, exercising more. They are learning to talk about their emotions. They are going to the doctor more. The gap still exists, but it is smaller than it was 50 years ago. This suggests that a large part of the difference is not an unchangeable biological destiny, but a set of behaviors we can modify. So, what can you do with this information? If you are a man, understand that your body is not a machine that can run indefinitely without maintenance. You need to check it. You need to talk. You need to take care of yourself, not just your muscles and your work, but your mind and your emotions. The biological cards are slightly stacked against you, but that does not mean you cannot win the game. It means you have to play smarter. And if you are a woman, understand that the men in your life are not always as strong as they seem. They may need help. They may need a push to go to the doctor. They may need someone to listen to them without judgment. The longevity gap is not a competition. It is a mirror of how we live, how we love, and how we take care of each other. So the next time you hear someone say that men are the stronger sex, remember this. Strength is not just about muscles. It is about resilience, about prevention, about knowing when to ask for help. And in that sense, women have a lot to teach us. If this video made you think, if it made you look at your own health a little differently, subscribe and hit the bell. At What If Science, we explore the limits of the possible, with science as our only compass. What do you think is the main reason men live less? Tell me in the comments. I'll read every single one.